Hi, Dad. Um, we're now going to embark on imagine our imaginary journey, and our first leg is going to be Austin to Venus via Cape Canaveral and the Moon. The first leg is going to be a boring normal flight, obviously, to Cape Canaveral. I don't know if Cape Canaveral is going to be the big spaceport in the future, but considering that there's a lot of infrastructure there now, it is almost certain that that will be just built upon and and um, we are embarking on the flight from Apollo shuttle services from pad 39A. If you remember exactly, 39A was the pad Apollo 11 launched off, and many other Apollo flights. It has some historical significance, so I like the idea to go from there. And this is going to be a very cramped flight. Because getting stuff off the surface of the Earth requires a lot of energy, and as such, even first class tickets will mean that you don't have that much space. Um, the thing is that any flight that goes from the surface will be refuel in lower Earth orbit, so we'll go from the surface to lower Earth orbit, refuel there, and then to the moon. Because like the tyranny of the rocket equation means that the less fuel we need to take with us means the smaller the ship can be, the more space you can use for cargo, or people in our case. And but the first glimpse we'll have is if we do get and can look out the window, we'll be rewarded with our first glimpse of the Earth from space. Something that is beautiful. But since we're not going to linger here, our flight will bring us to the moon. And specifically to a space station around the moon, because there's no good reason to go to the surface to the moon, as this again will use a lot of fuel. And but from that space station, we'll be able to marvel at all the industrial capacity that is on the moon, because any serious colonization of the solar system will go via the moon. That's basically unquestionable. The Earth has two annoying things. It's an atmosphere and it's gravity. And the moon has a leg up. It has no atmosphere and not that much gravity. And that means that you can mine and produce components and then use a mass driver to simply throw out, accelerate that up to speed, and you don't need a rocket, and probably just cargo, and for safety reasons, not humans. But and then any serious large-scale spaceships are then going to be assembled on the Lagrange point, which is the point of equilibrium between the Earth and the Moon. And if you think about that, it's interesting that the James Webb telescope is orbiting the Lagrange point far off. So you have the Earth, you have the Moon, and here is Lagrange point, and the James Webb telescope is doing exactly that, making large orbits so that it has connection to the moon is not occluding any radio signals. And it's basically, the idea would be that you have their production sites here or here that allow you to build, and probably even between Earth and the Moon, because that allows you, because then the Moon protects the site from any stray asteroids, and that's probably it. And so large ships are going to cruise, and this is also what we're going to, because although our transfer from Earth to the Moon was rather cramped, the transfer from the Moon to Venus is going to be really luxurious. We will, it is, I'll just go a little and say we'll have a 1G flight all the way through. So full burn going at 1 gravity inst, flip and back, and then decelerate down. Our flight time is approximately 2 months. And that's why it's nice to have a large ship, because it will be quite luxurious and with a lot of amenities. And that's the nice thing, once you do not have to get through an atmosphere or out of a big gravity well, ship sizes can be rather large. And we'll transfer into that ship and then go to the Venus. And after about 3 months' time, so we'll see the moon receding rather quickly, unfortunately, and then a long time of basically seeing nothing. I mean, maybe if you have a telescope, you can see other planets, but even the planets will be dots, and the sun will be also basically the size we have, and it will grow slightly larger, but not significantly. I mean, but once we're there, we'll be greeted with basically this view, and that means that, and with this image and this mental map, I'll leave you, and in the next installment I'll talk about all the sightseeings we can do on Venus. See you later.